Tell me you're ready.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show this week, episode 139, and lots to talk about, as always. A very busy Canada Day weekend, long weekend, but let's go back a little further. Lots of kids graduating from grade 8. Very excited for them moving into high school. My son Jason, I want to say congratulations to him. There's a shot of us going for a nice ride in a 1989 Corvette convertible that I borrowed from my friend Matt Corey. Matt, thanks for making that a special day, and congratulations to everybody moving on into high school next year. Of course, Canada Day events, lots happening with that. Some great floats in the parade, and then later on some entertainment. We got some of the highlights. Going to show you that right now, and then when we get back, we'll get the show started for you.
Happy Canada Day, buddy!
Choice of never, I could never love again. He's the only one for me. Who said anything that's the end? Floating is all I wanna do. You can climb the ladder, just rock the boat and I am the two.
All right, well, as you can see there by the footage, lots of people in attendance for the Canada Day celebrations. I want to say a special thank you to Taya Marie McCormick for performing on our Indie Fest float. Thank you, Taya Marie. She did a great job getting lots of applause and performing very, very well. And thanks to her dad, John, for supplying that video footage there as well. And it was just a great day and all. And yes, it was my birthday, and I got lots of people in the crowd. Glenn McKinnon had a bunch of people singing happy birthday to me, so I felt pretty, it was a fun day. Let's just put it that way. Well, this week on the entertainment scene, a magician from Toronto, Ontario, Chris Westfall, stops into Sarnia to perform at a children's birthday party. But Chris performs not for just the little kids, but us big kids as well, and everybody in between. He's very well known in the magic community, and we had the privilege to catch up with him here in Sarnia. Chris is going to share a bit of his background and his story and how he got started, and perform some magic for us here as well. So take a look at this. Magician Chris Westfall, and then we'll be back with more. Show in the community, we're going to see some magic. We've seen some magic here before, but this gentleman joining us all the way down from Toronto, Ontario, Chris Westfall. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good.
You're all the way down from Toronto, and you've got quite a reputation in the magic world, but maybe just kind of new to the Sarnia area. But tell us who Chris Westfall is.
So basically, I'm a professional magician, and I specialize in family entertainment, and my show got a lot of hype from TVO kids and stuff like that. But also, sleight of hand is actually my passion, so close-up magic, which I could probably show you a little piece of, where I have a book published, a DVD published out of the United States, along with, I was on the cover of a major magic magazine, kind of telling the world a little bit about my backstory and where I came from and what created Chris Westfall's magic. So and
what was your first taste of magic? Where was that deciding moment that that's what I want to do?
I guess it started off with a book in grade 9. It started off as a book in grade 9. I kind of started doing a little bit of sleight of hand. And then grade 10 rolled around, and I got into a little bit of trouble.
Oh, yeah?
I got into a little bit of trouble. So I spent a lot of time practicing sleight of hand after that, and kind of focusing on that, trying to keep myself out of trouble as teenagers usually do.
So it helped you?
Oh, definitely. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. If it wasn't for magic, I don't know where I would be, honestly. Probably still in Toronto, but just not in nice apartment, I guess.
Okay. So what can you show us a little bit of your skills here? What
so let's do something really quick. We'll try something like this. So let's do a quick little card trick. So we'll do it for the camera, so you can kind of show it to the camera. But you can jump in there, take one out, anyone at all. Don't let me influence you in any way. Jump in there, anyone you want. Doesn't matter. Anyone you want. Man. What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing?
Anyone I'm supposed to be helping you with this?
Anyone you want.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
right.
Jump
anyone
in there.
I want. Okay, I'll just
Perfect.
go.
And show the camera, but don't show me. Make sure that the camera sees it. I don't see it. We're going to try something here a little bit different. Just say stop whenever you like.
Stop.
Right there. So we're going to place your card. And don't forget it yourself. I know you showed the camera. We're going to take it. We're going to lose it inside the center of the pack. And we're going to shuffle the cards, because if I don't shuffle the cards, the people at home will be like, that guy didn't even shuffle the cards. Where is he from? Toronto? He's a scumbag. Okay, so but we'll give it a mix. And we're going to do it just like this. We're going to find the card with a couple cuts. Just like this. And we're actually going to cut a card to the top. We're going to cut
just like that.
Just like that. We're going to cut a card to the top. Not your card, but a card to the top, which makes no sense, but it will in a second. If you watch the 10 in just a second, if I just warm it up for just a second, I can actually wave my hand over top. It actually changes.
Wow.
To the 6 of diamonds. That was your card. And
that's not my card.
Yeah. Whoa. It's not
it is.
Well, of course.
So we're here at my friend Brian Morgan's house for a birthday party, so we're going to watch you do some of that. But if somebody wants to find you online, where do they go?
My website is www.chriswestfallmagic.com.
Okay.
And obviously you can find me on
Facebook
and Twitter. I always like the Twitter thing, and Instagram. You can find me at the local bars. And anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the local bars, right? We might drag them out tonight. Yeah. Chris, thank you so much for being here on the show. And we're going to show some more magic from Chris. Keep watching. Take a look.
I keep a lemon inside my shoe, my feet will always smell so lemony fresh. And my lemons will always smell like feet. That's tonight.
Thanks, Chris Westfall, an awesome magician there, as you saw, performing some magic, and quite a background there. Very well known in the magic community. Check him out online at chriswestfallmagic.com and follow him on Facebook and Twitter and all the social medias. Now, one of the reasons we were talking to Chris Westfall, my friend Brian Morgan had me in touch with him, and we're not going to get into too much detail right now, but coming up in the fall, we're looking at having a benefit, if you will, to support Panda's disease. Now, you probably haven't heard of Panda's disease, and it's got absolutely nothing to do with those fuzzy wuzzy little creatures. Pandas disease is affecting young children, and it's a very rare disease. And coming up in a few episodes, we're going to have some more details specifically about what Pandas disease is and what you can do to find out more about it. So Chris Westfall possibly coming back and being part of a fundraiser for Pandas disease as well. So keep watching the show. We'll have that information for you. And once again, Chris Westfall, thanks for being here on the show. All right, well, this week in the community, it's all about photography, and Scott Clarke and Paul Sorensen have teamed up together, and they're going to be sharing their photography from their trips to Cuba, and that'll be down at First Friday at Memorable Moments. And here to talk about their trip and their photography, we're going to go take you downtown right now. Here's Scott Clarke and Paul Sorensen in the community. This week in the community, getting ready for First Friday once again. Here on the show, we've got some gentlemen going to show off some of their talents, some photography from Scott Clarke and Paul Sorensen working together. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Thanks for being here. And Scott, let's start with you. I guess, you know, your photography, you just had a recent trip to Cuba, and you've really got your own style going on here. Tell us what's happening.
I've been to Cuba 3 or 4 times, 4 times I think, twice with Paul. We both shoot digital, and then when we get back, we process it through Photoshop and Photomatrix. We both come with 20, 25 years experience the old way in the darkroom, and we've just kind of learned to keep up with stuff and just keep applying it.
Right. Now, Paul, how does you come into this picture with Scott?
Well, I met Scott through, he was doing some photography down in Mexico and doing some bullfight photography, and he was having large canvases print doing shows back then.
Right.
And so that's what, like 7 years ago now. Yeah. And that's how I met him, and we just hit it off, and like I say, we've gone to Cuba a few times and rented a car and gone off back into the back alleys of the big city and out in the countryside.
There's some really interesting photographs up here.
Yeah.
And I said to Scott, and it was a compliment, but you know, I was like, it almost looks like paintings, but it's actual photography, and that comes from the editing process.
That's the post-production, right? The we do like an HDR process. A lot of these dark alleys and stuff, you know, you've got a lot of stray lighting coming in, and what it does is just brings everything into line, but kind of fools the eye, makes it look a little surreal, but gives you all the definition and the shadows and the highlights, and it's pretty nice technique.
Mike, it's very cool. As you can see, we're showing some of this right now. And Scott, is there any kind of story behind any one of these pictures in particular that was maybe?
I think this is one of my favorite ones here, the one with the city life, because that's basically an everyday, every second shot in Havana, going down any street. My first time driving into Havana was basically, I had no clue where I was going or how I got there, and I just came across that, and it was just like
took
right out of
a journey, and it turned out all this. Now we're down here at Memorable Moments, and First Friday, you guys are having your display on. And what time is this all going to go on?
6 o'clock?
6 o'clock, I believe. Yeah, it starts at 6. I think it goes through 10. Be somebody here till 10.
Okay.
Paul will be around most of the night. I'll be in and out.
And these are for sale as well,
Correct.
too?
Absolutely. Just ask when you're here. It's not all marked, but we all have prices.
Yeah.
You can just talk to Paul or myself when we're here on Friday.
Now, Paul, what's the name of your company?
Market Visuals. We did all the canvas prints and the framed photography as well. Yeah.
Very nice. Is there a website we can go find you guys?
Marketvisuals.com.
Right.
Yeah.
Scott, have you got a website or just the Facebook thing, right?
There's Facebook, but you can also find me on, if you Google me, you can get to my site at SmugMug. That's where I keep most of my stuff, at SmugMug right now, or at Paul's site at Market Visuals.
Perfect.
Two
Very good.
places I hang right now. So.
Well, we're going to try to get down here, and hopefully the show goes well. I'm sure that it will, because I've talked to several people in town. They're like, I got to get down there and see
It was great that we were able to combine our work to fill this large room, because it's quite a big space.
Yes, and it's nice down here. Ashley's done a great job of setting this all up for you as well. So thank you, gentlemen, very much for being here on the show. And we're going to show some more of this photography down here, and we'll be back here again on First Friday, and we'll show you all the information about what's happening. Thank you, Scott and Paul, for sharing some of that with us here and taking the time to be with us here on the show. Don't forget, you can see them down First Friday at Memorable Moments downtown in the old CHOK building, if some of you remember that. And we're looking forward to get down there and seeing more of the photography from Scott Clarke and Paul Sorensen. And don't forget to check them out online as well. Thank you, Scott and Paul, and we'll see you on Friday. All right, well, now it's time, and we got to talk about some of that techie stuff. And Mark Russell is always here to talk to us. And this week, he's going to talk about social media, specifically Twitter. So now, take a look at this, Apps with Mark Russell.
Thanks, Dave. Social media is changing the way businesses interact with the customers. Today, we look at Twitter on Apps with Mark Russell. Twitter is a social networking and microblogging site. Social because you can follow people, that is, subscribe to their posts, and micro because you're limited to 140 characters or one picture or link. Think text message. Celebrities and businesses are using Twitter to reach out to their consumers and bring the feeling of small business and small neighborhood interaction back. You can go to the Twitter website to see all of this, but there are specialized apps to help you get the most out of it. For iOS, the #1 app is Tweetbot. With it, you can read and post from multiple accounts, read and send direct messages, and save items for later reading. Tweetbot is $4.99 for iPhone, $2.99 for iPad because version 3 isn't out yet, and it's also available for Mac OS X. On Android, the best app is Falcon Pro, but you can't get it in the App Store anymore because it was too popular. In order to install it, you'll have to jump through a couple of hoops and go through some back doors. Twitter, Twidere, is the #2 app, and it's completely customizable. It'll feel like you're creating your own app, except for you don't have to do any coding. Even the default settings are excellent, and best of all, it's free. On your desktop or laptop, TweetDeck leads the way. You can manage multiple accounts, navigation is simple and straightforward, and you can even schedule tweets to post at a later date. Whether you just want to follow Katy Perry, or become involved in customer-driven change, Twitter has a lot to offer, and it can keep you entertained and informed. This has been Apps with Mark Russell.
Thanks again, Mark Russell, for being here and sharing his information. He's always got some great information, and if there's something in particular you'd like Mark to talk about, just send him an email. There's his email address up on the screen, and be sure to follow him now on Twitter. Thanks again, Mark, and we'll see you next week. All right, well, always lots of local things happening, and now it's time for us to show it to you. Take a look at this, and then we'll be back with some more information and wrap up the show for you. All right, lots of great local events always happening. And remember, if you want your local event to be posted here on the show, send it to me 2 to 3 weeks in advance to the show at davidburrows.ws, and we'll get that up here for you. All right, yes, just before we go, IndieFest Round 1 Battle of the Bands did happen this past weekend on Saturday down at Rustic, formerly the Stubborn Mule, and 4 great bands came along. There were some last-minute changes, so I'll tell you who we had. We had Powerhouse, we had Time is a Hymn, we had Catacomb, Castaway, and Lazy Mouth from Sarnia jumped in last minute to make it a complete night. Now, there was voting process, and judges were down there, and it was just an all-ages event that really went well, and we're very, very proud of all the bands who performed. Now, we haven't picked anybody just yet, because the next event coming up July the 26th, again down at Rustic, after that event, we will pick 4 bands to go to the finals for a chance at $1,000 on August the 23rd. Also that day as well, of course, the Youth Talent Showcase. And if you are between the ages of 12 and 19, we were saying 14. We've changed it to age 12 to 19. Go to indiefest.ca to apply. We're going to have some tickets coming up right shortly next week, so keep an eye out for that. And also starting next week, I'll have some more CDs and prizes and stuff to give away courtesy of Cheeky Monkey. So thank you, Cheeky Monkey, for that. That's all the time I got for you this week. Have a great week and an even better weekend, and I will see you next time right here on the show. Bye-bye for now.